Welcome to another episode of Living in Tucson, your Tucson Real Estate Connection. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the top 5 reasons people choose to live in Tucson, Arizona. Hello, my name's Tyler Ford, Tucson, Arizona with eXp Realty. And again, welcome to another episode. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about the various reasons why people choose to live in Tucson or move to Tucson. And I deal with a lot of clients that are moving to Tucson from another state. They find me on YouTube or through my website. And it's just interesting to hear the reasons why people want to move to Tucson. But I'm going to go over the top 5 reasons. And I grew up in Tucson, left for college and came back. And a couple of the top 5 are my reasons as well. So I'm going to dive into the top 5. And at the end, there's pros for every city and state, but there's also some cons. And at the end, I'm going to direct you to where to go to learn some of the negatives about Tucson. But Tucson has far more positives than negatives. And I'm going to go over the top 5 reasons people choose to live in Tucson, Arizona. One big reason people choose to live in Tucson is the affordability and the cost of living. And your money goes a lot further here in Tucson compared to other metropolitan cities across the country. And there's a lot of people that retire and they choose to move in Tucson, especially if they're on a fixed income, because their money will go a lot further. So with that, I'm going to dive into some numbers and show you how much less expensive it is to live in Tucson compared to other parts of the country. If you head on over to bestplaces.net, you can do some comparison depending on where you live versus Tucson. So in this example, I'm going to compare Tucson to Phoenix. And so right now, as of this recording, Tucson is 16.5% less expensive to live in compared to Phoenix. And if you look here at the overall, you can also see the U.S. So on average, Tucson is 3% less expensive to live in than the U.S. average, and we're 16% less expensive than Phoenix. Food and groceries, we are 4.5% than the national average and 1.8% less than Phoenix. And then housing, the big one, we are 6.8% less than the national average and 25.4% less than the U.S. average. So again, if you head on over to bestplaces.net, you can compare cities. You just click on that link right there and you can do a comparison. But on average, overall, Tucson is about 3% less expensive than the national average. The next big reason people choose to move to Tucson is for its climate. We've got 300 days of sunshine. And people choose to move to Tucson to escape the winters and the cold and shoveling snow. There is no shoveling snow in Tucson. So we've got mild winters where you can be out doing things. And yes, it does get hot in the summer, but it's a dry heat and there's little to no humidity. So again, people choose to move to Tucson to escape cold winters and for the drier heat, which tends to do better from a health aspect for a lot of people. So again, if that's you, if you're somewhere in the Midwest or East and you're freezing your butt off in the winter and you're tired of shoveling snow, then Tucson might be the place for you. The next big reason people choose to move to Tucson is for its outdoor recreation. If you're an outdoor enthusiast, this is my wheelhouse, and it's one of my favorite reasons as to why I choose to live in Tucson, and that is for the outdoor recreation. So whether you're a cyclist, whether you're a hiker, runner, trail runner, you name it, Tucson is for you. And one thing that Tucson did for Tucson that's been the best thing for Tucson is they put in what is called the loop, where there's miles and miles and miles of a path that you can walk, run, or ride your bike. And in the show notes below, I'm going to link up the video that I did on the loop. But Tucson has become a cycling destination vacation place. And a lot of people in the wintertime that are cyclists, whether they're triathletes or professional cyclists, choose to winter here in Tucson for the training aspect. But But again, I've been cycling for well over 30 years, and we've got one of the best group rides in the country called the Shootout, which is my favorite. So again, in the show notes, I'm going to link some things up. But again, it's my area of expertise. It's my wheelhouse. So if you've got any questions about outdoor activities here in Tucson, I can certainly point you in the right direction. The one thing Tucson lacks is a big body of water recreational stuff, whether it's fishing or water skiing or wakeboarding. But only a couple hours away, we've got a series of lakes that come off the White Mountains through the Salt River. So if you're somebody that loves water skiing or boating, it's only a couple hours away where you can get out and do some water sports and fishing. And it's something that I love to do. And Lake Powell as well is not too far away. So we lack a big body of water, but that is not far away. It's only a couple hours. So again, if you're an outdoor enthusiast, Tucson is definitely worth checking out. Another reason people choose to move to Tucson, that's a tongue twister, is for the cultural diversity. And Tucson has a broad range of cultures, and being close to the Mexico border, we've got a huge Hispanic community. So if you love Mexican food, Tucson is a great place for that. But again, we've got a very diverse community here in Tucson, and it's a reason that people do choose to move here, just for its cultural diversity. And reason number 5 people choose to move to Tucson is for the retirement aspect of Tucson. It's a retirement destination where people move to Tucson that are retiring. And reason number 1, affordability, cost of living. Like I said, people's money goes a long way in Tucson. So if they're on a fixed income, they choose to move to Tucson just because their money goes further. And there's a lot of retirement communities here, 55 plus communities. So there's a lot of involvement in the senior community, and there's things to do. And again, the weather has a big thing to do with that as well. People that are retired choose to move to Tucson just because they don't want to shovel snow, and they figure out a way in the summertime to escape the heat. So again, retirement community, Arizona is big for that. So again, if you're somebody that's looking to retire and you want your money to go further, a lot of people will sell a home someplace else and then be able to pay cash for a home here in Tucson and have money left over from a retirement standpoint. Just because home affordability, even though home values have gone up, we're still a lot less than a lot of other places across the country. So again, if you're somebody looking into retiring, Tucson could be the place for you. Any state or any city in Tucson always has positives, but with positives, there are always negatives. And in my opinion, Tucson has far more positives than negatives. But if you're somebody that wants to know why you might not want to move to Tucson, check out the show notes below. I'm going to link up some different videos so you can do your own homework and due diligence about Tucson. But there are some negatives to Tucson. I'm not going to go over them in this video. But again, go in the show notes below, and I'm going to link up some reasons why people choose not to live in Tucson. I hope you got some value out of this video. If you've got any questions about Tucson, you can go ahead, comment below, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. If you got value out of this video, do me a huge favor. Give me an internet high five by liking it. And for more awesome videos about living in Tucson, your Tucson Real Estate Connection, you can subscribe to the channel. In the meantime, hit that bell button, and each and every time a video comes out, you're going to be notified. In the meantime, make it a great day. Buying or selling a home is one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. That's why you need a local Tucson expert real estate partner. With all the exciting reasons you have for buying a home, one of the biggest reasons is it can dramatically increase your family's wealth. So whether you're looking to purchase your first home, your next home, a second home, an investment property, or maybe you want to sell your home, choosing an experienced real estate expert to help you will make it a smooth and easy process. And choosing the right realtor can make the difference of more money in your pocket after closing. So whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned investor, or maybe just interested in knowing what your home's worth, contact Tyler Ford and Team today. Call Tyler Ford and Team today at 520-775-3400. That's 520-775-3400.